The following podcast contains adult language, profound stupidity, hardcore nudity, and drug references. Children should not listen to it. Everyone else, but fucking Olive. Nailed it.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. My name is Poppascotch, and with me, as always, is Chump Slap.
I want to talk to Samson.
Excellent, thank you, sir. And on the other side of the table is Dr. Syintist.
I forgot what I was going to say because he made me laugh.
Yes.
I thought we were going to try to do like different catchphrases every week.
I was going
Like,
to, but I forget what I was going to say because he made me laugh with "Let me talk to Samson."
It's
So I'll just
going
save
to
it till
be
next week.
it's going to be tough to beat last week's I get paid to do the wild thing.
Yeah,
That was
classic.
that was a good one.
Well, I could go with the song I heard on the way over here. I think it was the Bangles.
Never a bad tune by the Bengals.
It's true.
No.
But so let's get into what we did, what we watched this week. I don't think any of us watched anything, and we all did the same thing. But Scientists, let's make it official. You started off. What'd you play? What'd you watch? What have you been doing?
I watched shit.
Yep.
Whoa.
I mean, you don't have to yell at us about it.
I know, right?
And I played a bunch of Borderlands, like 25 hours of it in the last 2 days.
Borderlands 2?
No, I played a little bit of Borderlands 2 before Borderlands 3. And then when Borderlands 3 came out, I played that.
Nice.
Way too much. I kind of want to go play it now.
So what level are you at?
26?
That's
Almost
ridiculous.
27?
Damn, son. Any tips you might want to give us noobs here? I'm only a little wiener here at level 9. So what?
You do have a little wiener, I guess.
Yes. Well, that's neither here nor there. But what is any tips you want to give any of the noobs out there? Or what if people have never played the game? What do they want to do?
Do exactly what you did in Borderlands 2.
Or if they never played that.
It's going to take a while
New to
get
the
used
series is what I was getting at.
Or if they didn't play any games.
Boss fights still suck. Monster dick. You just have to hide and shoot like you did all the other bosses in every other Borderlands game.
I usually kite.
Well, some of them you can't. There's one boss you haven't gotten to yet. Just fucking AoE attacks the entire room.
Oh,
over and
here we
over
go.
again.
He's already...
Spoilers.
Already with this? All right. Well,
There is one thing that annoys me out of the game, though. The platforming parts they put in.
yeah, I noticed that a little bit in the beginning. I'm not a fan.
No, it's the worst thing about first-person games. And they
that's my favorite part.
put a bunch of it in.
So this is a anti-first-person shooter platforming podcast.
Yeah.
For you
It's important
two,
to set
maybe.
boundaries. Okay, we got it. We got a dissenter who loves it. Sorry.
It's the best.
Chump Slap loves it.
All right. Well, how about you give us just overall initial thoughts? You happy? You unhappy? It's what you thought it would be. What do you got?
It's good. It's the second best third installment of a series I played this year, but it's still good. I'm enjoying it.
Do the math for that.
All right. Well, what about you there, Chump Slap? What have you been playing, watching? What's going on?
I've also been playing a video game that starts with B, but it's blasphemous.
Oh, curveball, son.
Whoa, just slammed a couple hours of that while Borderlands was downloading. It's pretty fun.
What level are you?
I just hit level 12 like 15 minutes ago.
Nice. And a
Oh, so you're
Beastmaster.
probably right around where I am. Maybe a little bit further in the story than me.
Yeah, possibly. But yeah, I like it. It's a good game. It's Borderlands.
Which skills did you take? Which
The green tree.
which beast is that?
I like you can have whichever beast you want with whichever
Oh.
tree, but
Oh, interesting.
yeah. I named it Steve.
Oh, you get to name it?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's a little monkey guy with a gun. He's pretty cool.
Oh, he's a slugger or a slugger.
Yeah, whatever they're called. Dagger, Dugger, Digger, whatever.
So There's 3 different trees for each character, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is there like a support tree, an assault tree, and I guess a defend tree maybe? Because there's definitely one that seems to be. Oh, at least I'm playing with Moe's, and there's one that's definitely focused towards like group play. Like everyone gets a bonus, or you can heal other people, or they get ammo bonuses, or whatever.
I didn't even look at the other trees.
Yeah, I felt
Fair.
way too overwhelmed, and I was like, I started this tree. Fuck it, I gotta keep going.
Yeah.
I picked the tree that does exactly like Maya's does.
You wanted to play the same game.
Usually, I'll just look at the final upgrade in all 3 trees and be like, which one of those do I want the most?
Yeah,
Because none of them are. They're all gonna. There's gonna be cool shit in the middle, and you can't have all the cool shit you want. You can't make like a custom tree.
Well, I mean, it's kind of
So-
pointless until you get to like level 30 to get the last skill to, and you can just respec everything anyway.
yeah. I figured respecting's not expensive, so
Yeah. Well, did you watch anything at all?
I had to have.
Resident Evil,
Yeah, no, I thought about it, but
it's a good flick.
I just finished all the movies that I had on my Amazon Prime that weren't done. Like they're just like continue watching this. It was like 10 minutes of this, 20 minutes of that.
Oh, I got to do that. I got to clean up the continue watching area.
Yeah,
It's all a bunch of stuff. Like, and it's not even like I don't want to see it or I gave up on it. It was like, okay, I got to go to bed, and I'd shut something off,
exactly.
and then I'd be like, I'm gonna get back to it, and it's been 3 months.
That's exactly what I did. Felt like I accomplished
All right.
something at least. How about you,
Yeah, what level are you in Borderlands now?
Mose?
It's not what did you watch, what did you play. It's what level are you in Borderlands right now. I'm playing as Moe's, and I am currently level 9. I guess we won't spoiler it, but so far I really like the skill mods that Moe's has. I get to just basically go into a robot and fuck stuff up with a minigun or railgun or rocket launcher. And I really like that. I also really like the guns in this. I mean, the guns have always been fun and cool, but now they feel like they have more weight to them.
There's a huger variety, and it's kind of overwhelming at sometimes.
Huger.
Yeah.
Scientist said that.
It's a scientific term.
Okay. I don't know enough to argue that.
But like the weapons feel like a revolver feels like a revolver. Dull burst weapon feels like a dull. Like they're all very more personal in the way they recoil and the way they sound and the way they shoot. And I like how that attention was paid. And it feels like I'm actually like creating an impact when I shoot something, unlike the other Borderlands where every pistol was like a BB gun. It's like plick, 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 you know?
Yeah.
It's so hard to compare weapons.
It is.
Because there's so many different firing styles and things.
Yeah, well, you are absolutely correct. The ultimate point I'm getting at is I'm enjoying the upgrades they made with that.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't arguing that fact, but
Yes. It's just different
And,
more.
I don't like Molly-wand shotguns or snipers. Although I think I've used a sniper twice in the game. I mean, 2 shots.
Oh, you know what I still like? Jacobs
Jacob's shotguns are always good.
and snipers.
You know what? I hate how you're right. I'm falling in love with Jacobs now because I'm using their revolvers left and right.
I'm using
Like either those or dull.
I have different type of weapon equipped in each one, so I could get the different. I'm assuming they're badass points that they unlock, kind of like that.
Yeah, I saw there's that section in the menu. What is it, like legendary score? Or I forget what they called it,
Yeah.
but you can't do anything until you beat the story.
Yeah.
I assumed it was like badass points.
Yeah, you just make your guns faster and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Reload faster, something like that.
I do like the Torg weapon that puts sticky grenades on people. If you ever found one of those,
Nah,
I think it's an assault rifle. And
No, I have not.
what the modes are like impact, which is just an explosion at the end, or the shot puts a sticky bomb on them, so you can cover them in bombs and then just blow them all up at once.
Is that like the secondary fire?
Yeah,
Is like a sticky thing? Yeah, I like how they're doing secondary fire with some of these now.
and the Molly-wand guns are awesome because they can switch between 2 different elements.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I got this cool
That
ass
is weird.
Atlas rifle that shoots a dart, and if it hits somebody, it's like the gun from Fifth Element, all the bullets go to the same guy.
Oh yeah, targeting
Oh,
things.
Yeah,
nice.
it's pretty cool.
I found a rocket launcher like that.
That's sweet.
Yeah, you hit them with the grenade, and then you just shoot anywhere, and it just goes up and turns down. So when they're hiding behind cover, I like how you can destroy cover too. It's not easy, but you can do it.
I did not notice.
Well, that's pretty rad. It took me, if I'm being honest, a couple hours to get back into.
Oh, I jumped right in. I mean,
Yeah.
I played Borderlands 2 for.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in it now, and I want to go back and play it, but the first 2-3 hours, I was, like, fighting myself to stay on the couch and, like, not go do laundry or some other bullshit. I don't know why. I can't.
Man.
I mean, maybe I just wasn't in the mood to play video games,
Maybe
or I
you're
don't
just
know.
afraid how much you're gonna like it.
Maybe.
I had to fight myself to get off the couch and go do laundry.
It took all my willpower
did.
to mow the grass today before I played. I hit a jackpot on a slot machine after like 6 tries. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I've tried a bunch of times after that, and I didn't get any.
Loser.
I have traditionally not had very good luck with the slot machines. Seems that they just give me grenades, I guess. I don't know.
I hope getting a jackpot isn't one of the things on the
No, it's
badass
not.
points.
There's a trophy for a grenade.
Yeah, okay, I got that one.
Trophies
I
look
found-
pretty easy. I mean, as far as the ones that are available. The ones you can read the text.
Oh yeah, did you get Florida, man?
Yeah,
Which one is Florida Man?
of course I got Florida Man. Who plays Borderlands and doesn't get Florida Man?
Blow yourself up with a grenade or explosive.
Oh, I haven't done that yet, but that's a great trophy name.
You'll do it sometime.
Yeah, I mean, it'll happen. I did get the one for stabbing someone with a gun that has a knife attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've meleeed so many things in this time, because one of my Amara's early skills is like doubles her attack damage for melee.
Nice.
So I just stupid ratchets. I'll smack them.
Spoiler.
Oh shit, yeah.
You can smack stuff.
Yeah, big spoiler. Game breaking spoiler. We'll put a tag on the podcast.
Yeah, I got a legendary to drop from one side quest boss.
Well,
It was a cool grenade. It's kind of useless now because once you get levels higher, they're pointless.
Does anybody know if it's still like the same loot system? Certain shit only drops from certain bosses?
I assume so.
Yeah, I have no science to back that up, but I assume so, yeah.
Right on.
And I found a revolver in a treasure chest. That was gold.
Oh, nice.
I like how now it marks on the map when a legendary drops. Oh, you neither of you saw that, but when you
Spoiler.
when a legendary drops, there's a big star on the mini map, so you know where it is.
Oh, so you can't miss it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, I like the map system a lot more in this game. I like the different
Oh, yeah.
tiers and how it's like a 3D map rather than just a flat 2D.
makes finding things a million times easier. Like
Shit,
stupid
yeah.
clap traps and
Nothing like shows how stupid I am with directions, like playing one of these games and trying to look at a map.
spinning the map around.
No, see, that's not you, though. The fucking map flips around.
I changed it so it doesn't move now.
I gotta
Oh,
do that.
I always lock mini maps on games.
Yeah, it was so fucking annoying before.
Yeah, because I'd be going like up or north, I guess, and then I'd get turned around, and I'd pause and look at the map, like, which direction? I'm like, wait, now I'm going. Wait, what? What is going on? And then I
You
realized
have
the
to
map
look at the
was
way you're
flipping around.
looking and
Yeah.
decide which direction that is.
Yeah, it's fucking
I
annoying.
do like the vehicles too.
Yeah, I really didn't get many. Got
Yeah, I
one.
didn't dive
Me too.
into that whole customization thing yet, but I'm sure
I mean,
I'll
you
get
can
there.
Steal parts from other cars and shit.
Yeah. I like all the little stupid side missions that you can just find, like finding claptraps and shit.
Yeah, the crew missions or whatever they're
Yeah.
called.
Anyway,
Yeah.
All right, I think that's good for our initial Borderlands. I'm sure we're gonna talk about this game. in
So
the next, like, 3
are
weeks.
we done? We can go play it now.
All right,
no.
Oh.
now it's on to Syintist. Lock of the week.
Joke never gets old.
It doesn't. It doesn't. All right, so that's what we did, what we watched. The only thing I watched, I saw the new Bill Burr stand-up special, which was
I
pretty
assume it's
good.
good.
I assume it's pretty much the same as his old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're down with Bill Burr, you'll like this one.
Yeah, cool.
But nothing crazy about it. He says some inflammatory shit, but that's Bill Burr.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's his style.
Exactly.
What are we talking about?
Bill Burr.
Oh,
Bill Murray.
Yeah, he's pretty inflammatory.
Classic stand-up.
9 times out of 10, we are talking about Bill Murray, so I see where you got that. All right, so anything else anyone wants to talk about before we get into this super sweet game we picked this week? And by we, I mean me.
Borderlands 3?
We already did that.
Stop. You sound like an addict.
Well,
I don't want to go to work today.
I'm just glad they don't have microtransactions in this goddamn game, or who, buddy?
I wish they did because I'd want to buy a different head. I don't like her hair. I want to change it.
Well, you can buy heads with
Iridium, but no good ones.
Well, you can find them.
I'm trying.
Okay, one last thing about Borderlands 3. But I told you guys this. I didn't tell the listeners, and I think they need to be told about my mistakes so they can learn from them as well.
Yes. Tell
And
these names.
my problem was back when Borderlands 3 was originally announced, I pre-ordered it on Amazon. Completely forgot about that, and then months later pre-ordered it digitally on PS4. So it showed up at my house on Amazon. I unwrapped it. I'm like, this is a cool steel case. This is awesome. And then I go to install it, and then I see a thing pop up like Borderlands 3 is ready to use. I was like, wait, why is that on my PS4 already? And then it clicked. So I just spent $200 for that game. So that was a great
for the
idea.
collector's edition.
Twice.
Yeah. Well, it was $100 for the collector's edition. I also guess I have a free DLC code now that I don't.
I don't have it.
Okay. Okay, let me go grab it. I'll say it over the air here.
Yeah, please. First to get it gets it.
I'm pretty sure you got time.
All right. Well, other than that, how about we get into it? What do you guys say?
Sounds good.
Tell us about the game.
Oh, sorry. Before I get into that, there's no real news. The only news I came up with is a new Resident Evil game was announced called Project Resistance.
Oh, yeah?
What is that, like the 7th one?
Well, the problem
It's
is
gotta be more than
it's
7.
one of those
Resident
games.
Evil 7's at least the 7th.
Project Resistance is one of those games where you need friends to enjoy it, so I'm never going to play it, obviously.
Oh, I hate games like that.
Is it like Fallout 76?
Not exactly. It's more like 4 people. You play with 4 of your friends. Your goal is to get out of the room. It's kind of like a mix of Saw almost. And then someone else plays the antagonist that has access to the cameras and can attack everybody. So you're kind of working against this other person while working against the clock to get out. It looks cool, but I don't have friends. So
it's like a Saw escape room.
Saw.
Kinda,
meets
yeah.
Left 4 Dead.
meets observation a little. I mean, conceptually it sounds cool, but again, no friends.
Yeah. Did you ever play Left 4 Dead? Or you didn't have enough friends for that?
No, I didn't. Of course not. But the only time I played it, I think, was at your place. Maybe we played it a couple times back in the day.
Yeah, it's the only
It's
time
fun
I
as
got to
shit.
play.
But all right, let's move on to the actual game. This week, we're going to be talking about a game that somehow we missed. I would have picked this a lot earlier if I realized we didn't do it. But this week we're going to talk about the OG original Resident Evil. It was released March 22nd, 1996, which I don't think it makes it the oldest game we've talked about, but it's got to be up there.
It's got it. Which one's older?
Bonk.
Yeah,
we never
definitely.
released that video.
Thank God.
Yeah, we were all over the place on that one.
Someone dropped the M-bomb.
Just once, more than that. March 22nd, 1996, published and developed by Capcom, and it's probably the inventor or one of the inventors of the survival horror genre, other than probably Alone in the Dark.
I thought you were going to say it's one of the first scotchies ever.
This game, I remember it being a lot better than, the cutscene movie was a little rough. This is notoriously known for its horrible voice acting.
It was right at the beginning of voice acting.
Yeah, it's pretty
Well,
bad.
it was classic.
The writing wasn't great, which I think was probably an afterthought, because it's a Japanese game, so they probably were like, we're never going to release this in the West. Why bother? Then they're like, oh, shit. But it was written by Kenichi Iwo and Yasuyuki Saga. I think I did all right with those, all things considered.
Yeah.
But since I picked this, I'll give everyone a little lead-in. Far, far into the future of July 24th, 1998, there were reports of animal attacks and roaming bands of cannibals in the RK Mountains near Raccoon City. So the police sent the Bravo team of a group called STARS in to check it out. STARS, as we all know, stands for Special Tactics and Rescue Services. It's like the SWAT team.
Do we know what state this is, or is it just Raccoon City?
I believe it's Raccoon City. I believe it's Colorado.
It's Raccoon City, USA.
Yeah, pretty much. Like Springfield, Midwest. But Bravo team, no, they stop responding, so the Alpha team gets sent in, and this is where one of your two playable characters, Jill or Chris, is on the Alpha team. So you guys
are
go
both
in.
of them on the Alpha team?
Yes.
Okay.
You can play as either one.
Yep. Basically, you arrive on the grounds. There's some kind of crazy dog that kills another member of STARS. I did have a name, but who cares? And then you're basically have nowhere else to go, but you're run into a mansion to hide. And that's where the game actually starts. So, have either of you guys played this?
I played like the first 25 minutes of it a dozen times.
That's what I feel I did, too.
But I've never, like watching the video, I thought, in hindsight, I was like, oh man, I got pretty far in this game. I never beat it, but I know I gotten far. But then watching that video, I'm like, man, I don't remember any of this.
Yeah,
it does the classic thing that all Resident Evil games do, where it starts in a realistic siege type zombie scenario, and then evolves into an underground lab of some sort with the virus mutating things.
Yeah, and
like it's like by the end of the game, it's now a completely different genre of game.
I wish I had enough money to make houses with these kind of puzzles on it.
I know, how cool would that be? Like a ceiling that just fucking starts crushing you.
And you need to find 3 crests spread throughout the house to turn the statue to open a door.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even know if that's in this game, but
I
probably not. It's
think
probably
it
in
is.
Resident Evil somewhere.
No, the 3 crests are in this one. I think they're in everyone, actually.
Yeah.
The 3 crest
It's the
puzzle.
same as
classic.
Siphon Filter.
Fun fact is, this is the first Resident Evil game, and there were 24 Resident Evil games released so far. Project Resistance will be the 25th.
That's one a year.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Because you got to count the remakes. Like, they did a GameCube remake of this. They just recently released, just in 2019, Resident Evil 2 completely remastered. Resident Evil 7 was a couple years ago. There's been just like Code Veronica. There's so many. And there's very few that made like actual
sense.
No, none of them make sense. This is there's one other series that's more nonsensical than this.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, I didn't even think about that one. There's 2 other series. No, I was gonna say Metal Gear, because that shit that is hours upon hours of complete fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
A lot goes on in that I don't understand.
Start to
I've never played
finish.
any of them.
There's like Robot Ninja. I don't know. It's gonna give me it. One day we're gonna have to do it, but we're not gonna be happy about it. Let's put it that way. So, you guys have a choice. Which character are you playing as?
I guess we'll go as Chris.
Yeah, what's the canon ending? Which story is the canon one, I guess?
It's difficult to say because there's 4 different endings of the game that you could possibly get, and I don't think
there's got to be more than that.
I don't think any of them are canon. Or no, I think they're all canon, but because Chris and Jill survived this, Barry never comes back in the series, I don't think. Wesker
Rebecca?
is forever the bad guy. Rebecca, I don't remember what the hell happened to her. When I saw her in this video, I was like, oh shit, that's right. That character existed.
Reminds me of a bad Sonya from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, we'll get to it, but don't you guys think it's weird she's like 15 years old? Why is she fucking around with these people? I mean, that's what I got, but she's probably like, I don't know. They'll probably say she's
Let's
like
say
20.
18, just to be safe.
She's a bright-eyed recruit.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Just trying to learn, man. Why you hating?
I don't know. All right.
So no endings canon except for Chris and Jill live.
I believe so.
So any ending where one of them dies isn't canon.
What are the...
Correct, because they both have to survive to be in other games.
Okay.
In Resident Evil 2, not to get ahead of ourselves, but you play as Chris's sister as well, trying to find Chris, and it happens pretty much right after this game. But Leon is also, that's his first appearance, and he's a huge character in this whole just nonsensical lore.
Is the mansion being blown up canon? Spoilers for the end.
Yes.
Okay.
That is
'Cause
canon.
there's ways you can not blow it up, I saw. But
Oh, really? That makes sense. It doesn't have to be blown up.
Well, why don't you get us started on the story here, Scientist? I'm going to look up which is the official canon ending.
well, it starts on Pandora right after.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Good show, sir. Good show.
You start in the house that you ran to in your prelude that you gave us, and you're in the front, I guess, huge foyer area, steps going everywhere, doors leading everywhere.
It's a beautiful mansion, really. Really square, though.
Yeah. It's very polygonal.
Honest question. It may sound completely stupid, but I'm trying to learn. Is this a Metroidvania game?
No,
Okay.
No, sir.
it's a survival horror.
Can you explain why it's not? Because I always understood Metroidvania. I'm trying to learn this term. It's new to me.
There's no platforming.
Is that part
To
of it,
begin.
platform? I thought it was more about, like, you see
You
a
don't
door and
upgrade
you're
your
like, I got to
character
go
at
get
all.
the key, or...
No, that's not Metroidvania.
So there's
You're
more than the
confusing it.
there's more than
Well,
the
there's
puzzle
more-
aspect to it.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's more than you can just go back and unlock shit with new powers and stuff.
Yeah, you don't get any
Okay.
powers in this one. You're still Jill or Chris.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
There's no upgrade.
So we're doing Chris's story?
I guess.
Okay.
Whichever.
just-
I mean, a lot of the same beats are hit. It's just kind of who you go with.
Well, we
Yeah.
can, I mean, if it's possible, we can talk about both of them. Depending.
Yeah, we can just tell like the differences, really.
Yeah. Well, you start in the main room, and do you hear a gunshot? Or do you just want to go looking? There's somebody missing in each one. Chris is missing Barry.
Yeah,
And-
and
Jill is missing Chris.
yes, you hear a gunshot outside. And then in one episode, Wesker goes out to investigate. And the other, I think, who is it also Wesker? Does Wesker go outside to investigate? Or Wesker and Jill go outside if you're Chris.
Yeah, yeah. He just sends you by yourself if you're just playing as Chris.
Yeah, but when you start out, there's a different person missing too. If you're playing as Chris, Barry's missing. If you're playing as Jill, Chris is missing.
Right.
And so you're like, let's go find him.
It's a way that it splits up everybody pretty much immediately.
Yeah. Which seems like a horrible idea.
Yeah, it's so good.
But they haven't run into any zombies yet, so I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
So you go looking for the person who's missing. And that's when you come across your first zombie somewhere along the way.
Yeah, just in some weird back room that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
As I'm reading here, it says there's no true canon playthrough nor ending. The canon result is a combination of the scenarios, and the specifics of some events are just not known or ignored in future series. So I mean that's just sloppy. Like that's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine though.
It's like, well, wait, didn't this person not have an arm? It's fine. It's fine. Let's just move on with the series.
But after you come across your first zombie, you return to the room where everybody was, and now everybody's gone, except for, well, I guess if you're Jill, Barry's with you, but if you're Chris,
If
nobody's
you're
there.
Chris, Wesker, and Jill are gone.
And just Jill's gun is sitting there, and that's how you get armed, I guess. Because you didn't have a gun as Chris before this; you just had a knife.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is Chris like hard mode?
No, they're pretty much equal because it's just this little part in the beginning where he's not armed, and you could always run away from that zombie. As you move on, then what happens? Jill, you think something happened to her because her gun's just sitting there, but for all you know, she just went to another room. There's no like sign of struggle or blood anywhere or anything like that, right?
Yeah. And if you try and open the front door, dogs attack.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, it's true.
So then after you return and everybody's gone, you go looking for more people who are missing.
Now this for both characters, when you leave this main hall, you go through a hallway where two dogs jump through the windows. The first time I saw that, when I played this game, I was probably like 14, 15. I shit myself. This was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in a game in my entire life.
It's just a classic jump scare, man.
Yeah.
It is. That's all it is. And it's still, and looking at it now, it's like,
Well,
nah.
it's
that's
classic now.
Yeah, true.
But it got me. It got me good.
Well, I was gonna say it's not surprising because you shit yourself all the time, but
Often, yes, I'm easily startled. Very
Especially
easily
96.
startled.
It was a bad shit year.
Wanted to throw that in there. Sorry, but go ahead, Dr.
and
Scientist.
and then you, as you're searching for things, this is where you get into the famous room where Jill almost gets crushed.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
God.
that classic line of superb writing.
Amazing.
The master of lockpicking, Jill.
You, Jill, the master of unlocking. God, some fucking voice acting in this game. But also, you run into Barry. It's shortly after this again, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going? What's up? Here's acid rounds for a bazooka." Like, oh,
It's
thanks.
like just in case.
Yeah, it's like I found this, and I don't know what this is. Here.
You carry it. You're the newbie.
It can really hurt living things.
Yep.
And then, as both progress through their story, you come across Richard. I don't know who the fuck Richard is. Is he from Bravo Team or Alpha Team? But he's dying in the hallway.
I think he's Bravo. Is that the guy who's being eaten by crows, or?
No, it's when you find him as Chris, Becca's there. That's when you first come across Rebecca.
Okay.
Was Richard the
just-
guy who was bit by the spider
Snake.
and bleeding out?
Oh,
The snake.
the
Sorry,
snake.
I you know how I am with spider things.
Yeah, you always get them fucking
Every
wrong.
insect
everything's
is a
a
spider
spider.
in my world.
Well, snakes
Or
aren't
reptile.
insects.
Every reptile.
Every reptile's a spider. Yeah.
Yep. This is the spider
They're
boss,
spider
right?
snakes.
Yeah. Classic. Resident Spider.
Yeah, Forrest was the character who was dead by crow pecking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, Richard's dying, and then Rebecca wants to like stay with him. But did they put Rebecca in there so there's like two people for each game? Like Barry's with Jill the whole time, and Rebecca's with Chris, because that seems like the only purpose that she serves here.
Yeah.
Which they could have just put Barry in both games.
She's there to
but
save your life once. Doesn't she give you the.
Yeah, she gives you. Well, that's later.
Yeah.
As far as I remember, and I could be wrong, but I don't remember in playing as Jill and then during that story, for at least part of it, playing as Barry. Like, I don't remember ever doing that. But I
don't think
do
it does
know
either.
for a second you play as Rebecca in the Chris story.
Yeah.
Armed with only a knife or something.
Yes.
Yeah. I know I played as Jill a bunch of times because she started with a gun. I mean, yeah, Chris gets it 2 seconds in, but I was too young and dumb to realize that. So I was like, well, I'm going to be the one with the gun.
Yeah.
So-
It's going to be easier.
So I'm sure I played Jill's story way more times. But I don't remember ever playing as Barry for any segments.
No, I definitely didn't.
I think the reason I never finished this game is because saves were limited.
It was hard to shoot things, right?
Yeah, it's tank controls. There's a lot of bad things about the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Classic
you're
bad.
you're right. It was 1996 and they were still figuring a lot of shit out.
Yeah, but the next part I have for both is the secret piano door, where Jill knows how to play piano and Rebecca has to try and practice.
Well, don't you pass out at the one part after you help the guy with the serum? Is that the Richard thing that we're just
I
talking
thought that was after the piano.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's-
right before it.
That is after the piano. I did want to make a note of the video I watched. There was a couple of journals that they showed, and this one was a guy turning into a zombie.
Yeah.
And as he, like, the second last days didn't like his face, so killed him. Tasty. And I was like, that's pretty great.
Yeah, he still made a journal entry, though.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think the next one was like murder tasty or something like that was the last, or hungry tasty or something. I don't know, it was weird, but I enjoyed that little piece of lore where you can add something to the story, but it's not necessary if you miss it. You know, that kind of collectible.
Yeah, yeah. Makes sense.
But
And
anyway, this piano bullshit. Jill can magically play the piano, and I guess Rebecca needs to practice.
Seems a little sexist if you ask me.
Yeah, that the woman plays each time.
I mean, this was a long time before Me Too, guys. But I could see that. I mean, what's wrong with a man playing a piano? You know,
Well,
nothing.
they make Chris out to be like not
Jock.
the smartest.
Yeah, they don't. He doesn't get looked upon very favorably in my eyes in this.
He doesn't even know what umbrella is until what's her name? Rebecca tells him.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's like someone today being like, "No, I've never heard of Bayer." Like I have no. It's like, well, you may not know everything they do, but you know they make aspirin. Like they're a big fucking company, and they're headquartered here. Like, we just forgot about that part. What?
Yeah. How do you get into the alpha team?
They need some grunts to just point and shoot, I guess.
Yeah. He dodges bullets.
And then sometime along this way, Chris gets poisoned after that, right?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about that part.
Yes, they
'Cause it's
both.
right after the snake fight.
Well, talk about it. Tell us all about it. I dare you.
All right. Well, you fight the big snake.
Yep.
You hit him like 8 times with shotgun shells before he slinks back in the wall. And
Yeah.
then you pick up one of your crests there. And then when you leave the room, you're like, "Oh God, I must have been poisoned," and you just pass out on the ground.
Yeah. Does Jill get poisoned there?
Yes, she passes out on the ground, and someone comes and picks her up and carries her to.
Barry picks her up.
They
don't
never
tell ya.
say. She just pops up in
Oh.
the safe room,
Yeah,
which was odd. In a place where zombies are just running around.
yes, and if you play as Chris, you're on the ground and you're like, "Rebecca." This is where you play as Rebecca to go grab the serum.
Grab the serum, yeah.
Yeah.
And come back.
I did love that. I don't know if it was the animation or just I don't know whose executive decision this was, but it's like you shoot the snake 8 times and it doesn't die. It just is like, "Ugh, fine, we'll do this later," and just like gets fed up with you and just leaves. Like,
Yeah, with like bullet holes in its face and shit.
yeah, it's like I wasn't that hungry. Fuck this, and just this is too much work. I'll go find a dummy later.
How did like every other monster is like based on a thing, like the dogs are dogs and the crows are crows and stuff. Is this like a huge anaconda or is this a creation of
It might have just been like a little
a thing that just
garden
grew?
snake. Yeah, that's just
It's no, it's completely understandable. You're confused because this is the only game where the T virus is in pretty much every goddamn game or a strain of it, but this is the only one where they're like working on other animals. Like they were just those massive spiders, which I did use the right word there. There were massive spiders in this game.
yeah, they were.
There was just large sharks, not even like mutatedly large, just, a shark,
They were normal sized sharks, I'd say.
Yeah.
which, still terrifying. Then
Sure are.
So the snakes and the spiders grow big.
and the massive plant but it's like you got to pick one. Is everything just going to be huge but still a version of itself, or is it going to be some mutated monstrosity like the plant? How can it be both?
You never know. That's the beauty of the T virus.
I think it's the lazy writing of the T virus.
Oh, is it? How come it turns people into?
Right, and then turns people into zombies.
Yeah, they don't get bigger. They don't get stronger.
Yeah.
They actually get weaker, slower.
Well, I mean, they could take a shotgun to the face sometimes. I wouldn't call that weaker.
Tomato.
Tomato, yeah. Little column A, a little column B.
All right, well, after this whole healing from
Poisoning
being
incident.
poisoned,
Yes.
This is where we run into the thing you referenced 2 seconds ago, the plant.
Oh, Plant 42.
Is that what it's called?
Yes, sir.
Anyway.
sorry, I just keep ruining this. I'm so sorry. But I guess in one version, Jill gets captured, and
Yeah,
Barry
Barry
just shows
walks
up
in
and
and blows
burns
up.
it to the fucking ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love in the other version when you're Chris and you just get caught by it and you tell Rebecca to go make the poison.
Yeah, to kill the roots.
And then she kills the roots and it's still alive.
It just lets Chris go.
Yeah.
And then you have to
And then
fight
you
it,
have
right?
to kill it anyway. Yeah.
And it's
Doesn't
like,
make any sense.
hey, this thing's holding me and apparently not squeezing me to death or trying to eat me or anything like that. You know, go ahead and take your time getting that poison together and
Yeah.
going to a different floor and
You know,
killing
it
it.
actually feels kind of good. It's like a massage on the back. Don't worry about it.
Oh, loosening up.
Did Rebecca and Jill in both their respective stories have to go into the basement? I know Jill did. Because she had to
Is
go
that
to
where
the...
the roots are.
I believe so, yes.
I don't know. I didn't see Rebecca going in, but
Yeah, I didn't see Jill in the root room at all.
No,
I
me neither.
remember.
But I know she did go in the basement. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's a nice moment where... it really doesn't matter at all. But there is a cool moment where there's sharks like floating around coming after you.
Yeah.
And then you drain the basement, you come out, and they're just flopping around. You're like, ha, jerks.
That's awesome.
and then after Barry saves you here, he's just like, let's split up again.
That's all he ever...
I know.
Well, not always, but...
95% of his answer is, let's just split up.
Yeah, they really are trying. I think they oversell the fact that they're trying to make you suspicious about Gary.
Yeah.
Not Gary, Barry. The fucking
It was-
best.
It's either that or a limitation of the software trying to make someone walk around with you.
Yeah.
But story-wise, it's a bad way.
You can't have two people fighting at all time.
No, it's too much money. There's not enough RAM on that fucking PS1. I'll tell you what.
Exactly.
And in Chris's story, they come across like a medicine room. Is that in Jill's?
Yes. That's
Okay.
where she finds the serum, I think.
Okay. And you can just heal yourself there, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is where Rebecca tells Chris that, yeah, this is all Umbrella Corp stuff.
Yeah.
And he's
Oh, right. And
"Who's
he's like,
that?"
what do you mean?
Umbrella?
Wait, like the thing that blocks rain?
That's a poncho.
Oh.
But anyway.
I think, didn't Forbes at one point release, like, they always fuck around once a year and they'll release, like, the top 10 grossing fictional companies. And I think, like, Wayne Enterprises is one and Umbrella's, like, number 2.
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
Makes sense.
But,
What's Vaultec doing?
then they're working on that business model. I still have no idea how they make money, but
I know. I don't think
Government
Aperture,
contracts.
I don't think Aperture Labs has any money left either.
yeah, I guess how many human beings and cities can you destroy before you're like, I think our stock's gonna take a hit, guys?
Well, I mean, Umbrella turns whole towns into zombies. I mean, they can't
Yeah.
be keeping making money.
Yeah, but they're pharmaceutical, so they own everything.
Yeah, like that's so fucked up. Like they accidentally like make all these zombies and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we have the cure. Oh great, well, that's gonna cost you.
Yeah, exactly. That was the whole point, I think.
The 25 largest fictional companies.
Hmm.
I got to figure out where Wayne Enterprises is 11. Umbrella's 14.
Oh.
Number 1 is Chome from Doom. I don't know what that is. Dune, not Doom.
Oh, well, that's stupid then.
Number 2 is Acme. I don't know how they ever got that.
Oh,
Ooh,
from the fucking cartoons?
Yeah,
Like-
well, I know, but how do they know they make that much money? But number 4 is Momcore.
Oh, from
Which is
Futurama?
awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let me look at the other good ones here. VirtueCon from Austin Powers.
Yeah, see, that's just a dumb list.
Yeah, Globex is number 13.
But
I feel like
It's
Globex
organic.
should be higher. They have the ability to turn homeless people into mailboxes.
what about
I-
Brondo?
Still laugh
Brondo
at that
wasn't on the
stupid
list.
fucking bit every time I see it.
Yeah.
Every time.
In the story here, in both of them, now is where we come across Wesker in a like hallway shooting at something that you don't see.
Yeah, that was very strange. He's just firing randomly in a direction.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see a zombie later or you don't see a body drop. He's just firing down the hall and you turn around, you're like, Wesker. Oh, hello.
Didn't expect to see you live.
Yeah.
Funny, I was thinking the same.
And he gives a bunch of vague answers to Jill, and Chris asks where Jill is, and he says they got separated, and that's about it.
Yeah, seems real shady.
This part was extremely weird because I think if you're Jill, Wesker says the priority is to get us the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So let's just focus on that. We need to search the rooms on a way to get out. But if you're Chris, he doesn't say that. He's like, well, we still got a bunch of rooms to look in, so suck it the fuck up. Let's do it.
He's like, go up, finish looking in those again. You must have missed something.
I think that's somehow sexist too. I can't figure out why.
Yeah, it probably is.
I think it's because he knows Chris is dumb.
Maybe.
He won't ask any questions.
Yeah. Just check the house, man.
You got it, Chief.
We got a
And
job to
bam.
do, soldier. You got it.
Here comes the snake again.
Yeah, then you snake again, who attacks the floor first and makes a hole and then attacks you.
Here's Snakey.
Slanky? Is that what you just called him?
No, Snakey.
Snaky.
You don't want to see Snakey.
There's like a bunch of journals you pick up, and I think some of them are like, there was one that made me laugh. It was a janitor. He's like, and then some of the dogs got out. Ooh, if the higher ups find out, I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble. I'm like, dude, you just let rabid fucking dogs into the woods where people live.
Yeah.
You should be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you should probably just punch out and go home
Yeah.
at that point.
I wasn't here today. I don't know who punched me in.
It's not like fucking, oh, I lost my stapler again. I look like an asshole. My boss is gonna be so mad. Like, no, this dog's gonna go murder things.
Did you see that dog? It's bleeding. And somehow it's still alive.
That's awesome. That just made me laugh.
And then after you fight the snake, Barry's like, why don't you go down the hole by yourself, Jill?
Yeah. And then, oops, I dropped
the rope. Yeah. I'll go get another one.
He couldn't trust Jill to throw it back up to him.
I guess
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, it's like, go down the hole. How? I have a rope. Oh,
Yeah.
I dropped the rope. I'm so
He's like,
sorry, Jill.
And
such a goof.
Chris just jumps down.
Yeah. Doesn't even think about it. Doesn't
Yeah.
worry about getting back up. He doesn't give a fuck.
But I think in their stories, Chris stays down there and finds a tunnel, and Jill comes back up and goes around some other way.
Yeah, and gets in the tunnel because the next thing I have for both of them is that they find Enrico.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Enrico.
Was he an Alpha team or Bravo team?
Bravo,
Bravo, okay.
I think.
And he's dying, and he's like, there's a traitor. There's Umbrella, the plan. And then he gets shot by somebody in the darkness, and you can't see who.
Yeah, right before Chris was like, I just learned of Umbrella. Oh.
Yeah. You've been double-crossed. I can't do a gunshot sound.
I just thought it was funny that he gets shot, and then everyone immediately tries to administer aid or look at him, and no one's like, maybe we should go after that person that shot him.
Well, didn't you hear those
No.
footsteps?
Yeah, quality
hurriedly.
Foley work there. Foley work. Sorry.
He's walking away pretty fast.
Click, 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 click. Great
And
stuff.
Yeah.
Then
so
you
good.
work your way into the lab from here.
I love how when you look at Enrico, it's like he's holding something. Oh, it's just a clip. Like his gun wasn't even loaded.
I guess not.
I don't know.
It always, you know what? No, I'll save this rant for the end. Let's just move on.
So you work your way to the lab, and then in each of the games, you see the other person behind a door. And you're like, I'll come save you.
Yeah,
Wait here.
I was just gonna say that. It's in both stories. It's like, don't go anywhere.
Yeah. And there's no explanation of how they got into that locked room.
No. It's
No,
like,
not in either story. No. And it's so weird because I just read that as they were in a cell,
Yeah.
locked in a room
prisoner
somehow,
somewhere.
Yeah,
whatever.
does Wesker
But
lock him in there, but then why wouldn't they say something? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. They're like, find Wesker. He locked me in here.
No, they didn't say that. But
Nope.
So then you walk around a little bit and you come across Wesker, who, in Jill's story, Barry turns on you and points a gun at you and is like, oh, he betrayed you. And then in Chris's story, he shoots Rebecca.
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
Doesn't Wesker tell you? He's like, I have his family
Yeah, yeah.
hijacked
He's
somewhere.
listening to me now.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
he
yeah.
waxes poetic for a while.
Something like he's a company man through and through. Doesn't he say something like that? Like he works for the something
He
lame.
thinks I'm working for Umbrella, but I'm doing it for myself. Blah blah blah.
See, he's an idiot. This Barry guy.
Yeah, it's.
And,
I don't know. I didn't like. It seemed when they were setting up the story, and they have that whole sequence we kind of went over, but glossed over. But with Jill, Barry's like, "Do you want to go first?" And you can choose whether to go first or whether to make Barry go first because you don't trust him. And I always thought this was like, even as a kid playing it, I'm like, okay, this is way too obvious for him to actually be a bad guy. You know, like they're trying, like this is just them trying to. Someone else is the bad guy. It's probably that Wesker fellow. And then you get to the end, it's like, oh, they both are. Like that wasn't telegraphing. That was just poor writing. Okay.
No, Barry's not really a bad guy.
Yeah, he's being manipulated.
No,
but anyway.
You know what I mean. Like I was expecting a redirection with Barry and then pointing towards the actual bad guy, and then they just didn't do the redirection.
Nope.
Yeah, caught you off guard, didn't it?
It really did.
Really,
It really
Shyamalan
did.
twisted you there.
Such a twist.
Shyamalan.
Shimamamal.
Shamalian.
Shamalian.
All right. So then Wesker waxes, and in Jill's story, he switches places with you along the way while he's talking, and Barry sneaks up behind him and knocks him out.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know if he circles around the room or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And in Chris's story, he leads you into the room where Barry and you go in Jill's story, and it's like a bio room, and you can see a huge monstrous monster in a tank.
Yeah, in Chris's story, you see like, you gotta check this out.
Yeah, he's like, "This is my experiment, my new bio weapon."
That was so weird. It's like, well, come take a look at this cool monster everyone's making. Like, wait, what? What?
And Chris laughs at him. Yeah.
Stupid tyrant.
And then Barry or Wesker lets the tyrant out for some reason. I don't know why Barry does it.
I think, well, in
Barry wants to kill him, I think.
In Jill's story, I got the impression, I might have missed this, but that Wesker started the countdown because his job was to blow up that facility.
Yeah, but who let the tyrant out in Jill's story? Wasn't that Barry?
Barry. Because he's like, you got to see this. You want to see this thing that I found?
He's like, we can't let it out, but then he like drains the tank. And
he says we can't let it live.
Yeah.
So he just messes with the computer and drains the tank like an idiot.
But in Chris's story, Rebecca sets the explosives, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yes.
Because Wesker dies.
Okay.
And
Which was a weird plot point to just completely change, but whatever. It's the facility blows up. I guess that's what the goal is.
Do you fight the tyrant at all in this as either character?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the final boss fight.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I didn't see it.
Yeah, but it's one of the easiest bosses in the history of the world because you just run around until the helicopter drops the rocket launcher.
Speaking of kiting.
I remember like the first time playing him, I've stacked up on all the like super awesome Python ammo, like the revolver ammo and the bazooka rounds just to be able to fight this guy, and I blowed through them all in a minute, and I'm like, none of this appears to be doing anything.
But yeah, then everybody escapes, and the tyrant gets blown up when the facility blows up. Which I'm not exactly.
Well, you kill the tyrant with a rocket launcher before.
Yeah. And it does a nice little cutscene, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time, by the way.
It's beautiful.
And then the helicopter sees the flare and comes and saves whoever's left and flies away.
I think the helicopter actually drops the rocket launcher, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I think so, yes. It's like, oh, yeah, by the way, here. That's Brad. There is a moment for both characters where, I don't know, I guess Brad was just fucking flying around the whole time.
Yeah. Hey, nobody can hear me? I'll just keep calling back every once in a while. I know you guys aren't responding.
Like, why didn't he just go back to town? Like, I can see the town from here. I'm just going to go fuel up, and then, you guys let me know when you need a ride. You're adults. You're special tactics and rescue squad. You're fine.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Stirs.
But that's it, right? That's the game.
Yeah. And the cutscene movie I watched, it showed all the different endings you could get with each character.
Not the one I watched.
Yeah, I just got two.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can escape with Barry can die in Jill's story and Chris can die. You can escape by yourself.
Ooh.
And I'm not exactly sure how they did it. They just showed different cutscenes and what happened.
Yeah.
And her flying away by herself, or just her and Barry one time. And you can not blow up the facility. I don't know how they do that either.
Kill Rebecca.
Maybe because she
At
dies.
Chris's
She can
story.
die at Chris's story. And Jill you can escape with just Chris, not Chris and Jill.
Yeah, I think actually Rebecca asks if she's like, I could set up a bomb or something.
Yeah.
And you could say yes or no, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you get the worst ending, which is the tyrant's alive, the mansion's not blown up, and you somehow escape.
You shoot down the helicopter.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, because if you don't blow up the mansion, it shows like a little cutscene of the tyrant standing there in his shadow on the ground.
Oh, okay.
And there's also a different CGI scene for who escapes at the end.
Were those live action? And then just
What, you think they did those
Pixelated?
graphics in time?
like yeah.
No, this
They're
was
FMVs,
that
yeah.
this was that weird transitionary period where they didn't have enough like processing power to make really good cutscenes, so they just like filmed live action shit and spliced it in there in a super low resolution.
Yeah,
They did it in front of like, you know what used it all the time during this era? The sports games. They'd have like sports highlights before the game started of like actual NFL football or whatever. And be like, this
Oh,
is the
yeah,
game you can
yeah.
look forward to, and then it's like pixelated and mad. And you're like, oh wait a minute, okay.
You know, Borderlands 3 does it, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
They do live action stuff?
Well, the
Lilith talks to you
Lilith's
in Angel
face.
Net.
Yeah.
I don't like it either. It doesn't. It's weird.
it looks funny.
It
It's like
doesn't
you don't look good enough.
She doesn't look like the character actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a problem.
But anyway, that is all of Resident Evil 1.
Yeah.
You get an introduction to Umbrella.
Wasn't a super long game, but let me go on this rant. Now,
Do it.
Good, I'll take a piss. Let me get
in Resident Evil 2, the game takes place mostly, or at least half of it, in the police station. And in the police station, whenever you're walking around, you find ammo. It's a box of ammo. It's like you just found bullets, like in a box, as if they were to be laying around, which totally makes sense. But why wouldn't
That's how I buy my bullets.
the boxes of bullets be in the mansion and the full loaded clips in the police station?
Because no one's bringing boxes with them. They're just bringing clips. The whole Bravo team just had full clips ready to go.
But they're like in drawers and shit.
That's what the zombies do when nobody else is around to kill.
They
They
just
walk around
hide.
just putting shit away.
Yeah.
Just hide your
They're
shit.
very tidy. You see how tidy that mansion was?
Yeah. Somebody's been dusting that the whole time.
He's probably gonna kill me, so I'm putting these bullets in this fucking bookcase. It'll show
Yeah.
him.
You'll never find them here.
That's who it was. It's the maintenance guy, zombie.
I mean, I can't think of another better explanation. So
Was that your entire rant?
yeah, it never made sense to me because by the time this came out, I was super duper into it. This was also just a fun fact. One of the not original, but one of the extremely early PS1 games that came in that big ugly box. Do you remember
Yeah.
the black ones that were like half cardboard, half plastic?
I don't remember those.
The games were just big.
No, the
Cardboard
games
box.
came in like as time
With
went
the
on, they
disc
just came in
inside
like,
it?
yeah, the disc was inside it, but eventually they switched to like your regular CD jewel case. But in the very beginning, they were like twice the size of that black cardboard like flap all
Oh,
one
like
piece.
the cheap. Yeah, like the cheap DVDs that you can get that are just like cardboard DVD holders.
There's something different than that.
Like at the
you'll
dollar
have to
store.
look it up. But
I will.
once you see it, you'll be like, oh yeah, those things. Like the first NFL football came out in those. There was like a run of 20 games or something like that. Like NFL Game Day 96 or whatever.
I don't remember that at all.
I know I'm very
Not that I doubt you.
pretty
Google it.
sure I'm not making it up. Pretty sure.
Old PlayStation 1, huh?
Yeah, old PlayStation 1 boxes or original Resident Evil 1 box.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just keep going. I have a lot of fond memories about this game because I played it close to when it came out is when I got a PlayStation 1. I played this a lot, and then when I enjoyed this game, I wanted to go out and find any game that was remotely like this, and that's what led me to play Dino Crisis.
A
Because,
significantly better game.
You prefer Dino Crisis over Resident Evil?
Serious?
I don't know. We'll get to that when we do our reviews.
All right.
Well, we can get to that when we do Dino Crisis 2.
I know. I played through the beginning so many times. I don't know why I never played through the entire thing. Maybe I didn't own it and just borrowed it.
I think it was hard and it was weird, and he didn't want to look anything up. So,
And plus, it was right around Final Fantasy VII time.
I feel like there was a point in it that I just didn't know what to do.
Or I ran out of ribbons and couldn't save, so I had to go through a long stretch.
Yeah, where I was just save the game with one bullet and
Yeah.
no health.
yeah.
Yeah, that definitely checks out. I'm sure I've done that. The whole ribbon system was kind of annoying, but it was something different at the time.
Yeah.
When
I guess it was
games
meant
either
to.
had codes or they wouldn't let you save. Oh, those were the days when you had to memorize or write down like on a piece of paper the code to get you to like level 6.
EJK, capital C,
Yeah.
lowercase, and then the zeros and O's always looked exactly the same.
These
Fucking
kids,
Metroid.
they'll never understand the struggle, you know?
No, they can't.
I'm just like, I need more Fortnite hats.
Fucking millennials.
You can't rent that shit at Blockbuster.
I
No.
need more Fortnite hats.
I remember like saving games on rented Nintendo cartridges.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like whenever I rented Legend of Zelda and there was like ass and butt.
Yeah,
And they got so
good
far.
times. I'm like, holy crap, these guys are really good.
Man, I don't know who this ass guy is in town, but he's crushing the Nintendo scene. Crushing it. Great stuff. So I guess let's move on to final thoughts. How about it?
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Unless does anyone want to talk about Borderlands 3 more while we're still here?
I kind of want to get this over with and go play it.
I was just thinking about it, guys.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, okay, I can go get food and go play it. I can play it for a good 3 hours before work.
Let me order the pizza now.
Out of respect for Syintist, let's go ahead and we'll move right into the final thoughts. So let's start with you, Mr. Chump Slap. Final
Excellent.
thoughts. Would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
Would I play it? No, because I tried multiple times, never finished it. Don't even remember the sharks in the basement, so I never got that far. Did the story work for me? Yeah. No.
All right.
All right,
it
that was
sets-
very clear.
It sets the
Thank you.
groundwork for a really good story, but it doesn't really. I mean, all the story was a couple of things you had to read. Like 5 minutes of the cutscene movie was reading shit.
Yeah, you're right.
So, story didn't really work for me. Game, the mechanics were weird. The shooting was odd, and bullets were hard to come by. I remember that. What are the other questions?
Would you score it? Would you play it? Did the story work for you?
Yeah. Well, since I answered those last two, I'll score it. I'll give it an 8 because it's classic and lines like, "Don't open that door."
All right.
And
I think that's fair. I mean, it's it's the starting of a huge genre in a very technologically limited time. So
yeah, you can't hate on it because it came out in '96, but
Oh, you can't?
here we are.
all right. What about you, Syintist? Final thoughts? Would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
I'm not a fan of survival horror or anything like this, so I probably wouldn't play it.
But you tried 15 times.
I did,
or so.
but it made me realize I didn't like the genre. The story was decent, I guess. I mean,
See, exactly.
they could have come up with a better way to get them into the mansion, I guess. But I mean, you're brought there so you can blow up the facility.
Yeah. So why did they drop you
Wesker's
off in the
secret
woods?
plan.
Then? Doesn't
Yeah, I
make
don't know.
sense.
Well, Wesker seems like he could have planned this out a little bit better. But it's not bad. It was somewhat interesting. Barry turning on you is no surprise. And does he just disappear in Chris's story? Like, never see him?
No, he jumps on the helicopter with you, I think.
Maybe. I don't remember.
He could.
But
He does not show up in any future games, as far as I know.
So he dies in the thing. I'll say he blows up the mansion.
No, he definitely made it out on the cutscene I watched, but I
What
think he
about-
quit after that.
What about the Mia Jovovich movie?
There
There's
was
Mary.
wasn't there?
I don't know.
I think there was. Or her and Chris just escape, right? I don't
Fuck.
remember.
I remember
No,
a dude.
That's
in the
more canon than this game.
Yeah, fair point. I remember there definitely being a dude in a vest, but I think I might be thinking of the movie before this game.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Anyway, I also gave it an 8,
Ooh.
which coincidentally is the same exact score I gave Dino Crisis.
I imagine it's the same as like Silent Hill too. So
It's above Silent Hill in my book.
okay.
What about you, Poppascotch?
Yeah, what you got?
Would you score it? Did your story work for you? Would you play it again?
I don't. I played this game so many goddamn times. I'd never play this one again. But I may play the remake. I think there were 2 remakes of this.
What if they make it on a phone?
Is it? Is it a remake like Resident Evil 2, or is it the same graphics?
It was completely updated, completely redone graphically for GameCube in 2002. They released it. It was just called Resident Evil Remake again. And I think that was the only remake. Yeah, it was. Because they also made a game called Resident Evil 0 around that time, and that was like the new one for GameCube, and that actually continued the story with Chris and Rebecca. So I guess she does show up again. But I still can't...
But it's not canon.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck is canon in this series, because characters... Like, Leon has been in, like, 7 of these games, and Jill has been in, like, 2 or 3, and in one of them she's the bad guy, but it's in, like, an Eastern European town. It's very...
Whoa, spoiler.
Look, it doesn't matter if I spoil it. Like, it's not going to make any more or less sense by the time we get to it. Whatever. My final thoughts, I thought it was groundbreaking for the time, but now it looks super-duper dated. I think it did a lot of firsts really well, and it springboarded a lot of this genre. It was a huge hit in here and both Japan and here. Would I play the remake? Sure. I don't think I'd play this again. I said that. The story worked for me mostly. It was very simple. It was just go see what's going on over there, and then you go into the mansion. It's like, okay, we're unraveling a bigger story here. So kind of like stories or characters falling into a story head first, I guess. But it was good enough. I would go ahead and I'm gonna give it a mostly nostalgic boosted
27. Oh god.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll give it a 12 because of its place in history and because it led us to Resident Evil 2, which I would argue is 10 times the game this one is.
So that's a 28, which is probably
not
average
bad.
story for us.
Yeah. 33.
Yeah, it was a different time. It was when video games were meant to be fun and play, and the story was kind of like secondary.
Yeah.
When they could actually start telling stories.
Right, without just text. You know what I mean? Like these people were still figuring out how to make a game where you could run around and do things and solve puzzles, and then have people like interact with people and continue the story. And how are you going to piece that together? Like this is very early. And all things considered, I think they did a pretty decent job.
All right, yeah.
All right.
It's fair.
Maybe not the quality of the story, but the way of which they presented it.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
give
the
you that.
story was decent enough, like we both said.
Yeah.
Right.
The story
right.
was meh. I give it a meh.
It was more interesting than some we've done. Jurassic the Hunted, for example.
True that. That's why we're doing Jurassic Hunted 2 next week.
Hey, yo. I don't know if there is a 2. God, let's get
I
that
hope
kick
not.
started. Oh, what a kick in the nuts that'd be. All right, well, anything else anyone wants to add? I'm excited to get to Resident Evil 2.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Borderlands.
You can't give it a rest. Huh? You absolutely cannot. All right, well, do you guys final thoughts? Anything else you want to say
Oh, well, you can cut this
about
part out.
Resident Evil?
Well, before I forget, both of you guys, there's a shift code
Oh, Jesus.
to get a golden key.
I
It
don't
expires
want
at 7
golden
o'clock.
keys.
I wanted to tell you earlier and I forgot.
I got plenty of time.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
got half an hour.
I'll take a shift code. That's fine.
Screen cap and send it to me.
If you're handing
It's
out
on the
shift
Borderlands
codes.
Twitter.
Have you
Screen
guys
cap
been
and send
doing
it.
this, the email code thing? Have you been getting in on that at
No.
all?
No.
With all those points that you can get.
Yeah, those points they keep sending you an email. I'm not
No.
sure why I'm getting them, but
Oh, I've been getting them too, but I haven't done them.
I haven't done a single one, and I haven't seen where you can do anything with
I
those
thought they
points.
automatically update stuff because when I played Borderlands 2, I got a whole bunch of shit for being a VIP. But anyway.
Yeah.
either way, that does it for this game. Great job, guys. So let's go ahead and move on to our favorite segment of every week, which is Syintist's Lock of the Week.
That's all you get.
That was good. That was a big door opening slowly. Loved it. Apparently made of wood, but it's
Damn, he's good. What kind of wood?
cedar.
Damn, I was thinking cedar.
Nailed it.
I was thinking ash. I'm not on the same page.
That's crazy.
Scientist wasn't even going to ask. He knew it was cedar. Wanted to see,
Whatever.
wanted to see if I could get it. I respect that. Thank
It's a
you.
sure thing.
Anyway, every week we ask Syintist for a 100% guaranteed gambling pick. And he's 100% and has never gotten one wrong since we started this podcast. So this week, Syintist, who do you got?
How about bet on me playing Borderlands for another 30 hours?
I'll take it.
Good luck
No,
finding a bookie that will bet against you. Jesus.
I have Montana high school football this week.
Yeah, let's get in here, Montana. What's up? You guys got to get on these downloads. Which Montana team's going to kick some ass?
Well, there's only like 6 of them, but no, there's a lot. There was plenty. I have Beaverhead County over Stevensville.
Yeah, Beaverhead.
Beaverhead, full life. Wait, is the town Beaverhead or are they?
The football team's called Beaverhead County. I guess the whole county has a high school
It's probably a small county.
in Montana.
What does it matter where it is? It could be a small county.
All
I
right.
just
Well,
picture Montana as just empty.
Yeah.
It's got a road and
A
like, 2
huge
houses
county
on
with
it.
not many
Yeah.
people in it. I gotcha.
either way, huge shout out to Beaverhead because they're taking it this week. Or are we just taking the straight up win?
Straight up win.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck, Beaverhead. And then that's going to take us to our favorite segment of every week, which is Chump Slap's recommendation window. Was that opening the recommendation window? Is that what
Yes, sure was. Hey,
Perfect.
kids, get off my damn lawn.
And while you're doing that, let me recommend a pasta sauce. Anyway, so every week we ask Chump Slap for a recommendation on whatever topic usually comes to my head. At this point, I guess we're going to ask Chump Slap for a recommendation on what is the best way to get rid of a headache.
Take a nap.
All right. Can't argue.
That's all I ever try to do. I try not to pop any pills or nothing, but if it's excruciating, I'll take an Advil. But other than that, drink water, take a nap. It'll probably go away by the time you wake up.
Wise words by Sir Chump Slap there. Chill out, take a nap. Maybe if it's super bad, maybe take an Excedrin or something. But
Yeah.
those things will
You
fuck
got
with your guts. You take too many of them, so don't do that.
Yeah,
But,
kids.
Say if someone disagreed and they had a really great idea of how to get rid of headaches that always worked every single time, and they wanted to write us a whole huge email about that, where would they send that, Chump Slap?
Well, you could send that to plottytime@gmail.com because I would love for a 100% way to cure a headache. That'd be great.
Yeah, sounds amazing. And like Chump Slap, like you always say, you're 100% guaranteed to respond to that person.
Hell yeah, I will.
So-
Every single one so far.
Yep, hasn't missed one, so go ahead and send Chump Slap an email. If that wasn't fast enough and they wanted to yell at us on social media, where would they do that, Dr. Scientist?
At Plotty Time on Instagram and Twitter.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Well, that about does it for us this week. So, I don't know, go out there, watch some stuff, go play Borderlands 3, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Later.
Catch a ride.
Stinky!
all that in.